助けてほしいかナナミ。心を燃やせ。限界を超えろ。
Hello and welcome to More Than Headlines, your weekly anime news podcast powered by Audio Technica, made by Australians for global citizens. I'm your extremely humble host, Brendan White, aka the Salt and Pepper Senpai, and joining me in the studio, my trusted co-host and rival, the Akarami to my Mika, Mrs. Courtney Smith. How the bloody hell are ya?
Genki da yo. I'm good. How are you?
I am doing good. We are recording on a nice sunny Saturday. It's the 28th of September of 2024. The time is flying by. I'm guessing it's cold and miserable in Sydney because it's nice and sunny here in Melbourne. Okay, we're recording on a partially nice sunny Saturday here in Melbourne/Sydney, depending on where you're getting this podcast. But yeah, the sun is shining here, not so much in Sydney, but the anime birds be singing because the season is officially coming to an end, and we're looking forward into bigger and better things potentially. Exciting times.
Yes, I'm so excited. I feel like this season has gone by really quickly, and I don't know if it's just because we talk about it every week, but I'm like, how are we at episode 12 of everything already?
It is insane. It's sort of bittersweet too, because there's so much emotional attachment to some of these franchises that we're either new or returning to that I just want more of. So with my hyper-fixated brain, I have been chewing through a lot of manga from completed series that we've been watching throughout this season as well, just to sort of see what happens and what potential payoffs we get. So I'm very well fed on anime and manga stories at the moment. But yeah, we're going to do something a little different this week with episode 18, aren't we, Courtney?
Yeah, we're going to be a little bit crazy. This week, we're going to be discussing everything that's coming out for the next upcoming season. So starting from October 1st, that is when the fall season starts. For us, it's spring, but the fall anime season, we're basically going to be going through what we're going to be watching and maybe some things that we aren't going to be watching, giving like a quick rundown of the plot, and then talking about if we're going to watch it or not, and if it's going to be good or bad, and what our predictions are for the season.
Yeah, so it's always risky putting the reputation and the opinion on the line when you're yet to watch a scene of an anime, especially one that you might not have heard of before. But, you know, we're eternal optimists here at More Than Headlines, so hopefully there's going to be more good than bad. But hopefully also it's going to just build off the strength of the summer season, because I think collectively and holistically, it was the strongest season, at least for me, as a viewer for 2024 so far, and hopefully the good times will keep rolling as we shift into the next season. But yeah, how do you want to start this thing off, Ms. Smith? You lead the show here today. Let's go.
All right, I reckon we just kind of jump in. Let's start off with ReZero season 3. This is something I'm not watching because I mentioned it in a previous episode that I haven't seen season 2 yet. But Brendan, you're planning on watching it.
I am indeed. Like what we've done as well, listeners, viewers, Sugoi Squad, and just friends of the show, new or old. What we've done is we've grabbed the My Anime List sort of seasonal rankings, and we've sort of sorted it in popularity based off sort of the community attachment to said anime, and sort of just going to work it through that way. This is out of order as far as the first episode air dates. We're just going to go as far as the big box office hits and get down to a cut point and go, all right, that's enough, too much. Let's move forward from there. I really enjoy ReZero. It's one of the better isekai that's done the rounds for the last decade or so. White Fox, the studio behind it, really great animation, really big emotions in this franchise. So I'm looking for more of that, because a lot of these isekai we see that are eternal in every season as well. Like every seasonal drop, we get a spattering of isekai, and they're all very much paint by numbers. It's mostly just good times all the time, where this is heavy on the heartstrings. So I'm looking forward to that sort of tonal shift, because yeah, it's heavy. It makes you feel good at times, but also feel really, really, really shitty at other times. So yeah, I'm holding out hope for some good, consistent, quality storytelling in season 3 of ReZero when it drops on. I think first episode drops on October the 2nd, so we don't have to wait too long at all.
Yeah, and seeing like the first season obviously did really, really well, and then the second season also did well in terms of scoring. So I think, even though I'm not even watching it, I think season 3 is going to be fantastic too.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be one of the strongest performers overall, and it's also number one based off the popularity list here as far as the community and fandom member count on My Anime List at 209,000 people for season 3.
Yes, but next up we have Uzumaki, which I think for a lot of people is something maybe they're a bit wary of.
I'm wary, hesitant, skeptical. I was all of those things, like leading up to this and the announcement we had maybe 6 to 8 weeks ago now. I realized pretty quickly that you're a big Junji Ito fan, where I was a little on the Tales of Macabre and stuff like that. I'm like, it was fine. But the trailer for Uzumaki, and even seeing so much positive press around, the early reviews of this have been really positive. So I'm chomping at the bit to get my hands on this. I don't know how we're going to consume it here in Australia, because obviously it's done through Adult Swim instead of Netflix, like the other Ito stuff that we've seen released as of late. So I need to find it because I want to watch it, and the hype behind this is at an all-time high for me, because Ito has always been, it's been fine. It's been mid for me, and I don't mean that in a negative way.
The early reviews have been pretty good. They've still had the kind of the same tone as other reviews of other Ito adaptations, that you can't kind of really rush, I guess, that build up of tension. And I think, by the sounds of it, this also struggles a bit with that, but I think that's just a medium thing. I think it's going to be good either way. It's probably like the closest in like representation for an anime adaptation of Ito's work. But I saw that there's only going to be 4 episodes of this show, and I kind of really like that, actually, because a lot of the other anime adaptations of Ito's work are more like short stories, and they have like little like 3-episode arcs essentially of like his manga. So I think having the 4 episodes really suits Uzumaki, even though it is one of his longer works.
Yeah, I guess maybe this is a bit of a dip in the toe into the water here for Adult Swim as well, seeing if there is an appetite and there's going to be money to be made off it, then they'll maybe delve deeper into the Uzumaki universe. So hopefully it does well, because like you said, it looks like some of the truest manga to anime conversion you're just about to see. Like, it's almost panel to screen identical. It is stunning, and Drive, the studio behind it, looks like they've done their homework to execute that vision.
I'm excited. I think it's going to be good. I think, like we said, the kind of early reviews have been like erring on positive, definitely more positive than negative. So I have high hopes.
Me too.
But I am very excited because Blue Lock second season is also airing in this season from October 5th. And this is Blue Lock versus under 20s Japan soccer team. And I am very, very excited.
Yeah, me too. Like, we've been eating very well with Blue Lock the last couple of years, obviously with the first season, with the film that sort of came out earlier this year, both being very, very, very well reviewed, but also very well animated by 8-Bit. So yeah, I'm hyped to see what happens with this crew, and knowing just how long the manga goes for, it just excites me knowing that this story is probably going to go for many, many more years to come. And the member count for this one, like, there's 137,000 people on board for Blue Lock versus under 20 Japan. And I think it's going to be great because stylistically, it is just so cool to watch, and also like hot football boys, right?
I was like waiting. I was like, I just want to talk about how hot they are, Brendan. God. Okay. I'm going to say the hottest one, I think, is Baro Shohei. He's the like demon king with like the Kewpie baby.
Yeah, calling everyone donkey all the time.
Yeah, I wish he would call me a donkey. I didn't make that noise. It was not me.
It was Baro that did that, actually. A little cameo.
But yeah, I'm excited for more hot boys playing soccer, more dumb boys playing soccer, because there are some real airheads in this show, and angry boys, and shots of really crisp 6-packs.
Oh yeah, it amazes me to see how these Japanese boys are like in their teens and are just yoked. Like, I don't know what they're putting in the water over there in Japan, but like we need to bottle that and bring it over here because none of the kids I went to school with look like that. None of them.
Yeah, what the heck?
Yeah. But the next one, I'm excited for the next one.
Yes. Okay. So I'll let you introduce it actually.
Okay. So coming in at number 4, which I'm a little salty about with only 127,000 members on the My Anime List sort of fandom hype list, is Dandadan. It's an anime that I am just about most excited about throughout this year amongst everything else. Like, it's up there as far as hype for me, tied into like Solo Leveling and Kaiju number 8, I think, as far as 3 big dogs that could sort of lead that next great wave of like high-end, globally popular anime. And Dandadan mixing in aliens with the supernatural, with crass humor, with heart, with crazy looking characters and battles, and then also molding in broader pop culture references also just makes me just super duper hyped. I love the relationship between Ken and Momo, just a couple of high school sort of you wouldn't say they're outcasts. Ken is definitely the nerdy archetype that doesn't have very many friends, where Momo's like the hot-headed cute girl that sort of is like a bit of a wild child. And seeing these two sort of try and learn to coexist amongst this world with aliens and the supernatural and everything else in between, it's just some of the best written content that I've consumed, irrespective of film, TV, manga, traditional novels, light novels, you name it. Like, it is just, for me, it is checking all my personal boxes. So I am at an all-time high with this and an all-time hype. And Science Saru, the studio behind it, are doing a fantastic sort of rendition of these manga panels. And yeah, I feel this is going to be one of the biggest of the year when it's all said and done.
I agree. And like, I haven't read the manga. I'm purely going off of like the hype and the discourse around it, whether it's on My Anime List or Twitter or, you know, Instagram, wherever it is. I'm really excited just hearing other people talk about it and people being so excited about it. Like, honestly, the only reason that it is like 4th on the kind of popularity list is because it's not a sequel and it's, I guess, like by name, not as well known as something like Uzumaki, which I think is broader in terms of anime fans, but it is like number 1 of things that aren't sequels and is not as well known. So I'm sure it's going to be amazing. I'm so excited. And we're going to be covering it next week.
Yes, we are. Yeah, so we're going to have an episode of More Than Hentai, deep diving on episode 1 of Dandadan, out pretty well the 2nd or maybe just before, depending on how our scheduling works, when it is released globally on October the 4th. So you don't have to wait too long to check it out. And the cool thing with Dandadan, it's on Crunchyroll, but it's also dropping on Netflix as well. Sort of, I think it's a simul drop across both platforms. So it's going to be very accessible to everybody, which I think is going to pull through a lot more of a casual audience as well. So I am keen as a bean. And shout out to Seiko Ayase, probably the sexiest grandma in anime history. She is a smoke show and she can beat me with that baseball bat anytime she likes.
I've actually seen manga panels of her around. Like, at first I thought they were panels of the school girl from Prison School, the girl with the glasses.
Yeah, she's got a similar vibe to it.
Yeah, at first I thought it was her, and I was like, wait, no, her boobs are nowhere near as big. But I'm not saying anything bad. I'm just saying her boobs aren't as big. It's fine.
Yeah, she's a smokehouse, and I know you sort of lean towards silver-haired characters, and she's rocking that because she is a gorgeous, well-aged grandma that also, deals with the occult. So get excited because it's so fun.
I'm so excited, honestly. Next up, there we have, what have we got?
This one, I'm not watching it at all. Like Sarai Gensuki, Spirit Chronicle Season 2.
Okay, yeah. None of us watching Seirei Gensoki. The prequel was not great according to Mal. The score is only 7.6. So also it's fantasy, so I'm not going to touch it with a 10-foot pole.
Unless it's like slice of life fantasy, then you'll be all over it. So Yeah, it's not on my hit list at all. Like maybe if I get desperate and I'm just sort of doom scrolling through Crunchy or wherever this is getting propagated, maybe I'll peek it. But nah, it's off my radar. But 109,000 people are hyped as hell for Seirei Kenzuki. So we'll see.
Good on them. Next is Arifureta season 3, which I'm not watching, but Brendan, you're watching.
It's trash, and it's like trash harem isekai. I've watched the first 2 episodes. The first 2 seasons, sorry. It's not the best, but it's fine. And there's like a humanoid bunny girl named Shay who's got a giant hammer and just hits stuff and is just dumb and sexy. Like, it's just easy, disgraceful comfort food. So I'm going to jump in on season 3 because the first 2 seasons, they're not going to win any awards by any stretch of the imagination, but it's fine. I've watched far worse, and I always enjoy when you see in these fantasy worlds and the isekais where they start to weave in like modern technology and modern weaponry. Like he's got guns and he's able to like summon like a Hummer and drive around like these fantasy worlds in a big Hummer with his harem of busty women. So it's trash, but it's trash that I've enjoyed. So yeah, I'll be back for season 3.
I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Next up, we have Bleach Sennen Kesenhen Part 3. So this is the continuation of the Blood War, 1,000-Year Blood War arc. I need to come clean about Bleach because while it has some of like the hottest guys in anime, I actually only ever watched the first 20 episodes of the original series and then I forgot about it. So it's something I really, really want to come back to. It's just, I feel like it's going to be on my watch list for a little while.
Yeah, it's a monster. And as far as sort of the big long form, big 3, your Bleach, your Naruto, your One Piece, Bleach is my favorite of those 3 because there is some hot guys and some hot girls, don't forget as well. But I like the world. I like the conflict, the combat, the pacing. And I've only watched part 1 of 1,000-Year Blood War. I haven't checked out part 2, which was The Separation, if I remember right, it's called. But it is really, 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 really well reviewed. And it's some of the strongest Bleach content in a long time. So I'll be checking this out. I'll check out part 2 beforehand and see what Ichigo and the team have been up to. But animation styles, like Piro, I think, is that how you pronounce it? I always forget.
Like, Piro.
Piro, yeah, like they're behind this, and it is top tier animation, top tier storytelling, and top tier combat. Like it's just good, sexy, hot, aggressive fun. So I'm all for it. Like let's see what the Soul Society's been up to. So let's go.
I wasn't expecting good, sexy, hot, aggressive. Okay.
Hey, you start us off on this path with the Blue Lock talk, so I'm running with it from there.
All right. I do have a question for you though, Brendan. Is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon?
It most certainly is not, because we're back for the 5th undertaking of Dan Mashi, as it's known in sort of shorthand form. I'm all for this. Like, Belcronell is one of my favorite little fantasy boys. And yes, like surface level, you hear that title and you think it's just going to be lowbrow, smutty nonsense. And then it's the complete opposite. Like, it is some of the best fantasy going. Like, it is one of my favorite anime as a whole. And the fact that we've got a 5th season coming out now, like the animation style from JC Staff, phenomenal. The combat, brutal. The characters real and flawed. And yeah, there's a couple of pervy moments, but they don't really hypersexualize stuff continuously in this world. So I'm in. Like season 5, it's going to be on High Dive, dropping I think the first episode, when does that debut? The 5th. So yeah, next weekend, I am going to be in on day 1 to see what Belcronell and his crew are up to. And Lady Hestia.
This is another one where back in 2015, when the first season aired, I put it on my plan to watch list. But because it was fantasy, I didn't pick it up straight away. And now I'm kicking myself because now I have 5 seasons to get through when I do eventually pick it up. And it's almost been 10 years again. Like Spice and Wolf. It's almost been 10 years.
Always late, but worth the wait, I guess you could say. But Dan Mashi, like, it is so good. And even though, yes, you've got a particular type of flavor with your fantasy that you enjoy, I reckon you might vibe with this. So maybe give give a few episodes a run and see if it ticks the boxes.
Honestly, I agree. I think it's something that I would really like. It's just, once again, one of those ones where I'm like, yeah, I'll get to it. And then like 10 years pass, I'm like, oh shit.
Nah, worth a peek.
But next up though, and this is another one that Brendan, okay, first of all, before we get into this, I just want to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Brendan is planning to watch 24 shows this season. And I have a rule for myself where I try not to watch more than 10 a season, and I always break it. I always go to 15, but this man is insane.
Yeah, I'm very broken. I'm very lonely. I've got many flaws, but like last year, I checked out 104 different seasons last year, and I'm tracking, I think, to hit a little under that this year, but I'm chewing through on average about 20 a season. So yeah, it's on brand. And this doesn't even include some of the ones where I'm like, yeah, it's probably going to be some hands-free anime that sounds a bit trashy, but I'm in. But yeah, I got no regrets so far, Court.
But yeah, so here's another one that Brendan's watching that I'm not watching, and another one that I really need to watch the first season of, but Shangri-La Frontier Season 2.
Yeah, it's so damn good. It's some of the best sort of video game fantasy escapist anime that they've done. Like, it's so well executed. The combat's great. The comedy's great. The heart's great. The stakes that they set really early are really enjoyable as well. And seeing sort of Sun Raku, the bird-headed pseudo-naked hero running around and running amok within this world is fantastic. And yeah, I was in. Like, the first season really, really surprised me. It scored 8.07 on my anime list. I'd probably score it maybe an 8.5 to 9 because I had a really, really good time with it. And the fact that we're getting a second season so soon, like season 1 started at almost 12 months to the day when season 2 is going to start airing, which is that sort of second week of October 13th, this episode 1 drops. And I'm hyped as hell because from what I understand, it's going to be another 24 episode run. And yeah, I'm keen to see where this world goes and watch where, Sun Raku continues to just ascend the reputational world of Shangri-La Frontier, because it's awesome. For gamers, for anime fans, for fantasy fans, there's something for everybody in this one. I
really need to get on it. That's another one where I'm like, everyone talks about it and I'm like, all right, I'll watch it. And then like we'll be chatting in 2034 and I'll be like, oh, I should watch that now. 10 years time.
I love that you've just got like this unofficial decade of time between animes. It's like, if I don't catch it week 1, I'll see it in 10 years. Like it's one or the other. It's day 1 or a decade.
There are so many shows that that has happened, and I feel like I just have to accept it now. Like, League of Legends has too strong a hold on me.
That's fair. It's a good hold to have.
And this is okay. The next show, this is something that when the first season came out, I avoided because of the name attached to it, and it's Sword Art Online Alternative Gun Gale Online Season 2. It's
if I'm being completely honest, after the first season of Sword Art Online, it's probably taken a swift decline season on season, and Gun Gale Online was no real different. It's fine. I do enjoy the whole Sword Art universe holistically, and I hold out hope that it will return to form, but it wasn't the best when it came out. I think the first season came out maybe 5 or 6 years ago now, so as far as Gun Gale Online, I mean. So there's been a bit of time between drinks. Hopefully they can fix the formula and make me care a little bit more, but I just like these sort of pseudo video game escapist anime. I enjoy the whole VR into another world, but then it's like, oh, now I'm actually trapped in the world and could die in real life due to these dirty evil corporations and rah. So I like that trope, but yeah, I don't have high hopes on this one. Like, season 1 scored a 7.01, and I'm feeling this will probably fall in line with that. So we'll see.
Weirdly, I love the thematics of like guns and military in anime, because it's just not really something that's very common, and I think maybe it's like my like fantasy trope equivalent, and I think it stems from my love of like westerns and like western movies and cowboys and stuff. So like the idea of Gun Gale Online is really exciting to me, but seeing that it just hasn't done well and isn't very popular just makes me want to avoid it.
Yeah, I hope with the studio change shifting to A1 Pictures for this season, it might at least look better and perform a little better, but we'll find out. Like, yeah, the hype isn't very high. October 5th is episode 1 dropping, so we'll see what we're going to be greeted with then.
Other than that, though, something I'm watching finally, we have thank you. We have Ao no Hako, which means blue box in Japanese. So both Brendan and I are watching this. I'm just going to read the synopsis because this isn't a sequel or anything. But it's about a third-year student in junior high who's integrated into the school's sports program. He has joined the high school badminton team and tries to attend practice as early as possible, but no matter how early he goes, he always arrives second in the gymnasium. One step ahead of him is Chinatsu Kano, a first-year student in senior high and Taiki's crush. So she is the rising star of the basketball team, and the gap between them could not be greater. Although he is a decent badminton player, his popularity is nowhere near Chinatsu's, making it even less likely for his feelings to be reciprocated. But in a strange twist of fate, she ends up living in his house. So sports anime, romance anime, high school romance, very, very cute, very like fun, just like, oh my god, all of a sudden she's living in his house. I'm really excited for this one.
It's so good. I've actually started reading the manga of this maybe about a month ago.
Damn it, Brendan.
Yeah. Because I was talking to a friend of mine named Alex, who's a big manga fiend, and I'm like, I finished these. This is what I'm looking for. Can you connect me in with some good, wholesome romance? And he said, hey, check out Blue Box. So I'm like, okay, sure, I did. Downloaded it, been working my way through it. So I'm not anywhere near as less enthused and excited to check it out in anime form. But the manga is a really great read, and it really pulls on the heartstrings. It checks all those boxes that I love. And like you said, I love a good sports anime, love some romance. So melding these together with a couple of characters that are lovable and likable, I think it's going to be a good time, and it's going to score and review really well. And yeah, I'm hyped as hell for some Blue Box.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really, really cute. I know a lot of people are, I guess, like in anime journalism, are really excited for this one. When I was going through, so I'm doing some written reviews for Anime Corner this season, and when I was talking to the other journos about, you know, the things that they're going to write about, the things they're excited about, Blue Box was definitely high on the list for a lot of people, along with Dan Da Dan and Uzumaki. So it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, first episode drops on the 3rd, so you don't have to wait long. It's one of the first ones out the blocks.
Yes. Next up is Blue Exorcist Beyond the Snow Saga. So this is not the second season, but it's part of the same arc, I believe, as the Illuminati saga, which we had last season or the season before. It was not great. I didn't watch it, but the score is not good, and I did not hear good things. I'm giving this one a miss.
It's on my list to check out, but it is with low expectation and low motivation to sort of check it out week on week. Like, I feel this might be a end of season binge when I've got a little bit more sort of timing in the schedule and get a bit more of a feel, because even the early seasons of Blue Exorcist, I thought it was fine, but I didn't think it was as great as the world hyped it out to be. And then the Illuminati saga that dropped earlier this year, it reviewed 7.04 on my anime list. It didn't really write any records as well. So I'll check it out, but it's not a high priority for me.
Yeah, I think because I rewatched the very first season of Blue Exorcist, I want to say like a year or two ago when they were doing season 2, because I remember enjoying it like years ago when I was a teenager, and I was like, oh, like I'll rewatch it and I'll see, and it just did not hit the way it did when I was a teenager.
Yeah, it's pretty mid.
Yeah. Anyway, Next up is Dragon Ball Daima, which I'm not watching.
Neither am I, so it's okay.
This is supposed to be essentially like a spin-off series of Dragon Ball, like of the original Dragon Ball series.
Mm-hmm.
I don't quite know what they're going for, but I'm not a huge fan of battle anime anyway, so I'm giving this one a miss.
I'm just going to say I echo everything you just said. Like, I'm happy for all the Dragon Ball fans out there and like that this is a new spin-off, a new story, a new world for people to get immersed in, but it ain't for me, dog. No.
Yeah, I feel like, so for me, when I think of these battle anime, I always come to Naruto because I tried watching it. I end up putting it on in the background, but I read the manga and the manga was fantastic. Like, I love the Naruto manga. But Dragon Ball, I think it's just slightly too early for me to want to get invested in it. But yeah. God, what have we got next? This is freaking isekai.
Yeah, Death Tax is an isekai.
Up to my tits in isekai. Fuck, man. All right. Next up, as a reincarnated aristocrat, I'll use my appraisal seal to rise in the world. Season 2. What is the shorthand for this?
I don't know. It's the crazy thing with this, Courtney, is that season 1 only aired in April. So like this season 2 is coming out like 6 months later. So they are chewing through this content. I somehow missed this one. I haven't checked it out because, yeah, I too am up to my tits in isekai and it makes it very tough. So this one got parked in a previous season. So I don't know if I'll go back to it. Like, it scored a 7.13 on my anime list. So like, it's a passable score, but it's not a world beater. And it's just very much a dime a dozen isekai. So am I going to cop this time around? Probably not.
I think... So this one is another isekai that's based on a light novel, which most of them are. Most of them with names like that especially are, and for good reason. So I think if you are interested in this because you like fantasy and because you like isekai, probably just go read the light novel. You might get more enjoyment that way.
Fair.
But something that I am very curious about is the next show on the list, which is Kimi wa Meido-sama, or You Are Miss Servant. This show is about a high school student who lives alone, but a girl comes up to his house and is like, I want to be a maid. And he's like, oh, what? And she's like, yeah, I used to be an assassin. He's like, oh, what? So she saves his life. And then he's like, okay, you can be my maid. And essentially she is crap at being a maid, but really good at being an assassin. And it's a comedy about these two together. And I'm excited, but I hope it doesn't get weird.
Oh, you know it's going to get weird. It's going to be
true.
weird. Like the way you describe it, it is certainly every young man's fantasy is to have like an assassin want to be their maid and you know, elevate your quality of life. So yeah, hopefully Yokoya has a great time here with his maid. But yeah, it looks fun. The trailers that I've seen makes it look pretty quirky and they certainly allude to some awkwardness. I don't know how weird it's going to get and how sexually suggestive they're going to sort of lean into, but romantic comedy, that's my jam. So yeah, this is on my watch list and yeah, I'm keen as a bean. And yeah, so is 33,000 other people on my anime list. So a lot of people are shortlisted this one for the season. First episode, October 6th.
How many people do you reckon are teenage boys?
Probably 25,000 of those 33,000.
Look, I think it could be cute. I'm all for like a weird romance, like comedy with like romantic subtext where nothing like actually happens, but it's all really implied.
It made me think of My Maid is Really Mysterious. I think that's what it's called. That's what it makes me think of.
That show was so fucking weird.
Yeah. And I feel that this might sort of walk a similar path.
Okay, but at least, like, hopefully the main guy isn't a literal child.
Yeah, he's like a teenage boy.
Yeah, because in My Maid is Mysterious, it was like actually like an 8-year-old boy. Yeah. I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
It's like Lucoa and the wizard boy.
Yeah. Some of these mangaka, they walk a very dangerous line, that's for sure.
Yes. But maybe some more age-appropriate romance is 365 Days to the Wedding. The Japanese title is Kekkon suru te hontou desu ka? Are you really getting married? And it's about two co-workers at a travel agency in Tokyo. They're both single, but they don't mind since they're introverts with fulfilling lives at home, which is lovely. Unfortunately, their new job is looking to staff an office in Siberia, and non-married employees are the first to be considered. Rika, the woman, is desperate to avoid the transfer and goes to Takuya with an idea. If they pretend they're getting married in a year, then they can stay in Tokyo. The only problem is the two of them barely know each other. So if these two quiet co-workers fake a relationship, will it turn into something real?
I'm in on this one. Like, it is my kind of romantic cheese. So this is going to be a good time because, yeah, who the fuck wants to go to Siberia? Sorry, Siberian people, but like anything I've ever heard, never seen about your country sucks. So I would get married to avoid going there too. Or I'd just find another job. Like,
yeah,
just a travel agent, get a different job.
Look, I'm really excited for this because I love like office romance series, like to the point where I think I've seen most of them actually, like even the BL ones, like the 30-year-old virgin who becomes a wizard in his office. I love office romance. It's really good. So I'm very excited for this just for that fact. Just for the fact that it is a workplace romance.
Yeah. 30,000 fans on my anime list, and first episode is dropping this week on October the 3rd. So, yeah, we'll report back in the coming weeks what we think.
Yes. Oh, yeah, because we're both watching this one.
Yep.
Hell yeah. Next up, Loner Life in Another World. Up to my tits in isekai.
Yeah, this looks like trash, but I'm in. This is on my short list to check it out because it feels like the loner is not going to be a loner for too long because the trailers and even just the key art looks like he's just got a harem of girls chasing him around, even though he just wants to sort of do his own thing. So, yeah, give me some fantasy isekai harem hotness.
Viewers and listeners, I need you to know, I'm looking at the key art for this right now. It's literally this guy dressed like a hobo with like black hair being chased by girls in school uniforms with like rainbow hair. I'm like, what is happening? This could not make me not want to watch it anymore.
But the loner hobo guy you're talking about, his name's Haruka, and apparently like him and his class get transported to this world. Everyone got him before him and took all the good abilities, so he's just left with crap. Wait. He's got to try and work his way out from there.
Okay, do you want to... I'm going to read out the character names.
Okay, let's go.
So the main guy, Haruka, fine, whatever. There's class rep. There's Gyaru leader, Nerd A, Angelica. Why does she get a name? Anyway, Jock C, Shield Girl, Delinquent B, Delinquent E, and my ultimate favorite character of all time, Nudist Girl.
You know they're going to have names. It's just... Well, I hope they have names. If they don't, I'm not surprised because, yeah, this does look like some very trashy, low-end isekai, but I'm going to check it out. I'm going to at least watch the first couple episodes and see just how bad it is.
Nudist girl. Shut up. Oh, God. Anyway.
30,000 people are behind this one, Courtney.
They just want to see Nudist Girl.
They're curious to see if she's going to be true to name and nature. So, yeah, we'll find out.
Oh, my God. I'm going to cry. Okay. Something that is actually good and that I am actually excited for and that I am watching next season and I'm writing reviews for it on Anime Corner is Ron Kamanohashi's Forbidden Deductions Season 2. Are you watching this one, Brendan?
I need to finish Season 1 first. I got a few episodes in and then got distracted by some trashy anime that had me up to my tits in. So I'll get back to this. I want to consume it because I know season 1 was really fun and I remember enjoying myself with it, but I think I just got caught up in other nonsense. So I need to go back, watch the first season, because the first season came out, I think it was last year. Like, this is a fairly new anime collectively here. So yeah, I'll try and smash it out and then catch up and join you for season 2 when it starts airing on October 7th.
So I really love this show because there are a lot of, I guess, like detective anime. There are so many. And there are quite a few good ones, but Ron Kamanohashi does it really, really well because he's just a freak. He's a little idiot and I love him so much. He's like, he sees a dead body and he's like, oh, okay, I need to talk to the dead body. And then Ishiki, his partner, is like, what the fuck? And he's like, then sees him like laying down next to the dead body, like hitting on it. I'm like, what is happening?
I love that. I've got to interject here. You just shamed poor nudist girl a minute ago, and now you're like, I love this guy that's a necro, like he's the best. But poor old nudist girl who's just trying to live her isekai life is getting canned, where old Ron the necro here is getting gold stars. So that's not very fair. Yeah,
5 gold stars for Ron. Anyway. So I'm not going to spoil what happens at the end of season 1, but it's hilarious the direction they take this show in. And while it is like the weirdest and like most obvious trope ever, I kind of love it. Also, I love that he's like, his bedroom is like a room for a crazy person, like soft floors and walls, and like his cat's there and he's like, I'm not allowed to do anything because I'm naughty. And it's like, okay, Ron.
Yeah, see, feed into your fiendom right there. That's what this anime does.
He's such a freak, man. It's so good.
Yeah, no, I'll catch up. I'll report back on Ron.
Yes, please do. Please tell me, because I want to talk to you about what happens at the end of season 1. It's so dumb. I love it. Okay, next up, I'm gonna stop yelling about Ron. Freaking, is this another isekai? Fuck. Okay, sorry, I'm swearing a lot today. There's just so much isekai. I'll become a villainess who goes down in history. God, why?
We get one of these every season with this exact same sort of formula where the evil woman wants to become the most evil of all time, then somehow ends up being the nicest or the savior or whatever. So yeah, it's not moving the needle for me. All right.
This one almost got me. I will tell you, this one, I was very, very tempted because specifically it's like an otome shoujo romance thing. So it's like the girl, she gets reincarnated in a video game and there's like a lot of handsome guys around her. So I'm going to keep my eye on this just because I'm a sucker for reverse harem.
Well, we get these, like I said, we get these every other season. So hopefully this one maybe stands out. There's a lot of people hyped for it. Yeah. 26,500 people worth of members getting behind I'll become a villainess who goes down in history. So who knows? Like, I'll usually with these, I'll watch the first episode. And if it doesn't grab me, I'll just keep stepping.
I'm gonna keep an eye. I'm gonna see how the score goes. If it ends up being really, really popular in that kind of like otome shoujo community, I'll probably pick it up. But it's very, very dependent. Yeah. Next up is I'm so excited for Ranma 1/2 2024 remake. Brendan, are you excited?
I'm super excited. I'm keen to check this out. I'm actually surprised that not more people are behind this on my anime list. Like, I know that this is just a community-driven website and it doesn't impact, I guess, the global hotness and hype behind Ranma 1/2 is going to have, but yeah, I thought it'd be a little higher up the list, and I'm excited to jump into this world and sort of see what's happening in this 2024 rendition.
I think like people, there's kind of a new wave or a wave of anime fans where maybe they aren't as, I guess, like dedicated as some of us. It sounds like I'm really hyping myself up. I'm not. It's embarrassing, but this coming from the same mangaka as
Urusei Yatsura.
Yeah. same mangaka, so from Takahashi Rumiko, also did Inuyasha. Sorry, I'm looking at my DVD shelf. But same mangaka. I think it's really exciting. The remake of Urusei Yatsura was fantastic, so I'm very excited. But if you don't know about Ranma One Half, I'm going to quickly read out the plot. So Son Tendo runs the martial arts school accompanied by his 3 daughters, Akane, Nabiki, and Kasumi. One day, the sisters' lives are turned upside down when their father announces that he has promised one of them to be married to a fellow martial artist's son in the hopes of carrying on the family legacy. In addition to their mixed reactions, when the fiancé arrives, the last thing the Tendo family expects is Ranma Saotome and his father, Genma. Ranma has been training in China with his father until an unfortunate accident changed them both. Now, when water touches them, Ranma turns into a girl and Genma into a giant panda. Ranma One Half follows Ranma as he attempts to get along with his newly betrothed, the youngest of the Tendo sisters, Akane. As the two begin to attend the same school, they deal with fellow friends and rivals, all of whom have something to say about their engagement. Sounds fun.
I'm in, and MAPPA is the studio behind this, so I'm in again because they rarely commit to anime that aren't good. So yeah, it's going to be a good time.
It's going to be really fun. I'm very, very excited. Next up, actually, I'm just going to see if you're watching this. Okay, you are.
There's a chance. Yeah.
Yakuza Fiancé. I am so excited for this because I love like Yakuza and gangs and like mafia vibes. It's very like sexy. I love that. So this is a romance. This is an organized crime romance.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I'm very, very excited. So essentially the granddaughter of a Yakuza organization is like goes to high school, and she hears about like 2 of the biggest syndicates are joining together essentially, and it means that she is getting married to someone in this other Yakuza group, which is very exciting. So I'm here. I'm rubbing my little paws together.
Yeah, my paws have been rubbed together on this one too. Like, it looks fun. Yeah, I'm with you. Like, any sort of seedy underbelly type of storytelling usually grabs me, and if you can then mix in some romance, whether it be in this way it's implied that it's, you know, forced love and it's not going to amount to anything real, but it's like, will they become lovers? Will they become best friends? Like, what's going to happen? So yeah, I'm a sucker for this type of stuff. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this when it comes out next month. October 7th is when episode 1 drops, and yeah, it looks like it's going to be a fun time. The trailer was gorgeous. It's really, really nicely animated by Studio Dean. So yeah, I'm keen as a bean.
I'm so sad we have to wait like a whole extra week. Like, please, now, please.
Yes, please.
Give to me. And also another Courtney 10-year-long anime, Natsume's Book of Friends season 7 is airing next season, and I've been meaning to watch Natsume's Book of Friends since I started watching anime like properly 10 years ago, and now they're up to season 7, and I'm like, guess I'll just go put myself in the trash.
It's really good. No, don't go in the trash. Just be better with your time management. Maybe less smutty.
Do you know who you're talking to?
But it's well worth your time. Like, Natsume's Book of Friends is really, really great. I'm not up to date. I think I've gotten to like season 3, season 4 maybe. Like, I'm several seasons back, so I can't throw too many stones living in also a glass house right now. But it's just wholesome, heartfelt, warm storytelling. Like, yeah, there is some emotional moments, but like, it gives me a similar feeling to I did when I watched Frieren, where it's just great. Like, it's not always high energy and big drama, and it's all about these quieter, softer moments, and it's managed, at least from the 3 or 4 seasons that I've watched, to be consistently great, and it reviews really well season on season, so the quality hasn't dropped off. And yeah, I need to catch up because I have really enjoyed my time with this franchise so far. I don't know if I'll wait a decade like you do, but yeah, I'll find some time to try and get up to date with Natsume's Book of Friends, because it's good, easy watching.
It looks just so cute and perfect, and I need to get on it. I'm so behind. Don't look at my anime list, guys. You'll cry. Next up on the list is Demon Lord 2099. I'm not gonna read out the whole paragraph of this one, but basically cyberpunk and a demon lord who uses magic. That's it. That's the whole show. I'm not watching this for obvious reasons, and that is because it is fantasy. But the sci-fi is kind of intriguing, so I think this is another one where I'm like, I'll keep an eye on it and just see how it goes. But you're watching this one, right?
Yeah, I'm going to give it a look. Like, JC staff's the studio behind it, so I'm usually pretty keen for anything that they put out. I like the concept. I am, yes, the fantasy one of the two of us here. And I like seeing that this big bad has been in sort of stasis or is getting resurrected, the Demon Lord, like 500 years later into 2099. So no doubt there's going to be some hijinks that's going to ensue from the back of this. And yeah, they're completely different thematically, but like the closest thing I can think of as far as if it's going to give me the same enjoyment of something like your boy Kong Ming, seeing someone from yesteryear ripped into present day or future day here, I think it's going to be a good time. So yeah, I'll check that out when it airs. First episode airs on the 13th of October.
Something I'm watching though, and also you, yes, tying the knot with an Amagami sister. Can't even read it with a straight face. Oh, okay. So the only reason I'm watching this shambles of an anime, fucking harem, is because it's romance, obviously, and it's comedy, and the girls look really, really cute. So basically, this guy, he lives in a foster home with these three sisters, and he has to marry. Why does he have to marry one? What? Who knows? He has to marry one and take over the temple that they all work and live in. I hope it's cute. I think it's going to be trash, but I hope it's cute.
Yeah, it looks cute. The trailer looks interesting. The animation style looks clean. I'm surprised that this is actually like a 24 episode season as opposed to like a 12er. So I don't know how they're going to pad out this, which sister is he going to marry, espionage and questioning over 24 episodes, but it looks okay. Will it be great? Who the hell knows? But like you said, it's just some romance. So I'm like, I'm in. You've got my attention because we love.
I'm also the kind of person that can't resist like a shrine series. Like I love like anything that has like shrines in it. I'm obsessed. Like Otaku Elf, basically anything with that kind of like spiritual thematic. I'm like, oh yeah, can't resist it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. But is this an isekai again? Oh no, but it's
it looks
fantasy.
like it's a resurrection fantasy, I think.
Yeah. The do-over damsel conquers the dragon emperor.
Yeah, this ain't on my to-watch list.
Okay,
Will
good.
I peek an episode? Maybe, but this is copy-paste dime a dozen seasonal fantasy.
How do you do it? How do you just say to yourself, I'm going to look at the first episode? Because I feel like once I watch the first episode, my brain's like, well, you have to finish it now.
Well, joke's on you, Courtney. That's what usually happens for me. I'm sitting here in my high horse saying, yeah, I'll watch an episode and then I'll drop it. I rarely drop anime. So there's a chance if I'm in on episode 1, I'm going to be in on episode 12 or 24, no matter how much that I'm pissing and moaning. Like I watched all of season 2 of Rising Impact. I fucking hated that anime. But I'm like, I got to get to the conclusion.
You are, this is why I just see stuff and I'm like, nah. Even if it looks tempting, I just have to say nah.
I wish I could.
Which is what I'm doing with the next one. Tsuma sho or tsuma shougakusei ni naru. My wife becomes an elementary school student. Okay. This is a reincarnation romance. This guy, his wife dies 10 years ago and he's very depressed and he does a dog shit job of looking after his daughter because he's depressed that he's lost his wife. But then all of a sudden an elementary school girl shows up at their doorstep and she's like, I'm your wife.
I'm in.
I'm like,
I'm peeking this one, Courtney. I'm in.
no, it's something about this is like, there are sirens going off in my head that's like, nah, this is not, I don't know, man.
Oh yeah, this is some Diddy type of scenarios here. Like if there's going to be baby oil in this first episode, I am out. But I don't know. I'm trying to look at it from a heartfelt point of view, because hearing about how the daughter's been neglected for so long and is in a loveless house after her mum passes away, I'm hoping that we see some cute, wholesome stuff directed towards her. But if it is weird, cute pseudo pedo incest, then I'm out of here.
Yeah, I think it definitely has the potential to be wholesome, but I'm gonna avoid it. If it's good, let me know and I might pick it up. But
I will.
Next up is season 2. I guess not necessarily season 2, but the next part of Rurouni Kenshin. Kyoto Disturbance is the arc. I really wanted to watch the remake of this when it first came out last year. It was just something I didn't get around to doing. But you're watching this next arc.
I am indeed, because I really, 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 really enjoyed the remake. I scored it a juicy 8 out of 10 on my anime list. 24 episodes in this remake. It's just gorgeous from an artistic standpoint, gorgeous from a storytelling standpoint, and just when you've got sort of this loose historical accuracy weaved into anime or into just storytelling in general, I'm usually a sucker for it. Like you talked about, being a fan of mafia and the underbelly and stuff. I also really like period piece storytelling, especially when it's like feudal Japan and stuff. So this really grabbed me, and yeah, I'm keen as hell to see what happens in this next iteration, because we didn't have to wait long at all. Like the remake came out in July of last year, and knowing that we've got this sort of secondary add-on now called the Kyoto Disturbance coming out a bit over a year later, like it's going to be a good time.
Yeah, it's definitely something that I will check out maybe in 10 years time. But it's on my list.
That's good.
Next up is something that neither of us are watching, I believe. The healer who was banished from his party is in fact the strongest. It's action, battle, fantasy, and I would like nothing to do with it.
I watched the trailer and there was a couple of moments where I'm like, maybe. And then I rewatched the trailer and went, nah. I've seen this a million times over. Narcina is one of the main characters. She looks like a cute as hell type that you could root for. But apart from that, this just feels like I've watched this variation 100 times over already. So no bueno.
Something I am extremely excited for, though, and this is also something I'll be writing about on Anime Corner, is After School Hanako-kun Part 2. Brendan is also watching this. I kind of want to chat a little bit about it, though, because it's a little complicated in the way they've done it. So the parent story is Toilet Bound Hanako-kun, which was received really, really, really well. It was 12 episodes, 24 minutes an episode. It was fantastic. Just really great, like urban legend, supernatural school with some like romantic subtext. Very good, very cute. Then they brought out After School Hanako-kun, which was 4 episodes long only, and did not do well in the eyes of Hanako-kun fans, except for me. I love this. 10 minutes an ep, 4 episodes. It's something I feel like you can just really easily watch, and it still has that charm of the original series. So they're doing a part 2 of that, which I'm not sure if that will be like the second, I guess, like season technically of this spin-off series, but I'm very, very excited.
I'm excited too. Like I didn't watch the little 4 episode After School spin-off. I've only checked out Toilet Bound Hanako-kun, and I enjoyed it. It was fun. it was an easy watch. Like you said, there's a little bit of romance, there's a little bit of supernatural, and I wouldn't say crime solving, but a little bit of supernatural investigation and stuff. And anytime you can throw some love and some will they won't they in there, and even like a bit of a gender bend type of vibe going on, I'm here for it. So I'll give it a look. Maybe, I guess I probably should watch the first 4-episode little 10-minute bangers you mentioned earlier, the other after school ones, before I jump into this second part or second season. But yeah, it's on my list. I had a good time when I watched Toilet Bound a couple of years ago now. So I'm ready to jump down the S-bend again.
I'm also just a huge fan of Hanako-kun's voice actor, Ogata Megumi. She just has this great voice. It's so like palpable. I love it. I don't know what it is about her voice, but she voices Hanako-kun and sounds amazing. I love it.
Yes. So it's on the list. It's on the list for me, and it's also on the list for 17,000 My Anime List members. So get hyped.
Goodbye Dragon Life. This is obviously another fantasy reincarnation piece that I'm not touching. I
am also not touching. I am out on this. There's only so much fantasy that can exist in my head, and I need to keep some of those memories in there forever. So this is not going to be part of that.
Excellent. Next up is 7 Deadly Sins, 4 Nights of the Apocalypse, Season 2. I have never been a 7 Deadly Sins fan. It was never a series that I looked at.
It's just dime a dozen shonen. It does nothing for me. I think there's so much other fantasy shonen out there that does things better than the 7 Deadly Sins does. I don't know what the right wording is there, but there's so much of this universe out there, and I do appreciate that it's available and accessible on things like Netflix for more more casual anime fans. But it's just paint by numbers, generic, forgettable nonsense for me, and it sucks because the concept and the premise sounds like it could be really fun, but it just never reaches those heights for me.
Fair enough. Next up is MF Ghost, 2nd season. Okay, I didn't watch this, but it is a spin-off of Initial D, the Initial D franchise. I'm not a huge car person, so it wasn't really something I got into. I think I definitely would I would rather just watch Initial D.
Yeah, I watched the first. It's funny, I said earlier that like once I'm in, I don't usually drop a season, but I watched the first episode of this just to feel it out, and I'm like, yeah, I don't care. Like, I don't care of this world. I don't care of the animation style. Initial D has been a fun arcade game for me, but that's probably where it begins and ends. I haven't really jumped into the sort of the animated universe at all, and yeah, MF Ghost just did not move the needle on my accelerometer at all, Courtney.
The next one is something I'm actually very curious about and very excited for. It's called Orb, on the Movements of the Earth. It's based on the manga of the same name, which is quite popular. It almost has a score of 8 on my anime list. But 15th century Poland, a time when heretical ideas led to those who possessed such a mindset to be burned at the stake for their beliefs. Rafal, a child prodigy, is expected to major in theology at university, the most important subject at the time. However, one day he meets a mysterious man and begins researching a potential truth amid heretical ideas. So this is an interesting, I guess, like historical period piece about research and the world, which sounds fun.
It does sound fun. Madhouse is the studio behind it, who I absolutely adore. Love the concept. I love that we're sort of jumping into historical Poland as opposed to so much, Japanese inspired areas that we canvas in anime every other sort of IP or season. So this sounds interesting. It sounds quirky. I don't know if it's going to be, a top 5 when it's all said and done, but I've got high hopes. I like that it's like, out of everything we've talked up to this point, this really stands out amongst the list that we've been discussing up until now. So let's see what Rafał gets up to in Poland. So let's go. October 5th, episode 1 drops.
Yeah, it sounds so cute. I'm gonna skip ahead to your next plan to watch show, Brendan, which is the most notorious talker, runs the world's greatest clan. What does that mean?
So, from what I've managed to surmise from the trailer, which is also pretty badly subbed on YouTube, so this guy, Noel is his name. I love when we get very English names in these Japanese fantasy worlds. So Noel wants to become a seeker, which is like the highest status of heroism in this world. Like his great-grandfather was like an absolute beast, and he wants to go off and slay creatures and stuff like that. But apparently his job or his class in this world is just known as a talker. So he's just going to use his cunning and his wit, I guess, to talk in and around scenarios because he's got no combat skills. So he uses his silver tongue to then establish the strongest clan in the world to then go on all these big adventures and I guess become the greatest seeker of all time. So it sounds fun. Like, will it be crappy? Possibly, but I don't know. I like that it is a little bit of a different spin on that fantasy formula where, yeah, he's not going to become, the strongest hero or anything. He's just got to use his tongue and his wits about him to, I guess, rely on others. So I'm down.
So you're watching Yappa the anime?
Yeah. Doesn't sound good.
Telling me.
Fantasy Yappa. Let's go.
Fantasy Yappa. That's you.
That is me. Yeah.
That's why you're watching it. We're going to skip ahead again to Let This Grieving Soul Retire, which is another action fantasy that's not on my list, but Brendan has an illness.
I'm just trying to find this one here on my list.
Nageki no Bore, Let This Grieving Soul Retire.
Yeah.
He doesn't even know anymore.
Because when I'm reading it either in the Japanese or the English translation, it can sort of get to me. I felt this had some like no longer allowed in another world vibes. And I really enjoyed that from this past season. So it was just I put it on my plan to watch this because I'm like, if it's going to be more of that, that's going to be good, easy, fun with some quirkiness attached. So that's all I got to add there for Let This Grieving Soul Retire.
Okay, so this is like a kind of in that same vein of like a guy that's like, I just let me rest in peace. Well, not rest in peace.
Yeah, leave me alone. Get off my damn lawn.
Yeah, that's the vibe.
Yeah.
This one I'm really excited for. Brendan has not put it on his list.
How I attended an all guys mixer, isn't it? I bet. Yeah.
I'm so excited for this anime. How I attended an all guys mixer. So this guy, he gets invited to a mixer by his female classmate, but when he arrives, they're greeted by just like 3 hot guys.
Yeah. I love that the My Anime List description is they're greeted by 3 dazzlingly handsome men.
Question mark, exclamation mark.
Hot.
Yes, I love this. I just love a silly boys anime. It's adult cast, has some cross-dressing. We love. So this is something I'm just excited for. It's based on a web manga as well that has like a pretty high score, 7.9. So I think it's going to be fun and cute, and maybe this will be Brendan's first anime about an all-male mixer.
Maybe. I'll certainly give it a look because I saw it when I was combing this list, but I'm like, I'm going to leave it off my watch list because I knew even before I looked at your list that it was going to be on there. The second I read the synopses, I'm like, yep, Courtney's going to be all over this. So, I'll give it a look because we don't have to wait too long. It's October 5th. So this coming week or next weekend, it's going to be out and about. So, yeah, it looks fun. The trailer looked not like awkward in the best ways. Yeah, no, I think so. And here's the thing. Brendan is like, yeah, I'll watch the Isekai Yappa anime. I'm not going to watch this romance anime. Next, okay. Negative positive angler, or negapoji angura in Japanese. This one I was curious
to put on my list, but I didn't, just because I kind of reached like a limit where I was like, I
You hit
don't.
your 15.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if I'll be able to fit it all in. So, but Brendan's got this on his list, so I'm going to live vicariously through him. And then if it's good enough, I'll pick it up myself. But it's about a depressed college student burdened with debt. Aren't we all? And being told that he only has 2 years left to live. But after he falls into the sea while on the run from debt collectors, he's rescued by friends and soon becomes hooked on fishing because they enjoy fishing, which is cute.
I am a slut for fishing in all aspects.
Wait, do you do fishing in real life?
Yeah, I went fishing just yesterday. Yeah.
What? Did you catch anything?
Sadly not. But that's not the point of the story
Oh.
here. But yeah, I love fishing. Like if in video games, like if there's a fishing mechanic, I will lose hours in video games just fishing for digital fish. In real life, I love to fish. In anime, I now am loving fishing because I think this is the first anime that I've seen. I could be very wrong in this thought process, but I haven't really seen any anime about fishing before. Oh, actually, no, I have watched one, the school one, where the girls are they've got like a fishing group that they set up at school. Ignore what I just said now, but there is another one. But this one looks fun. I'm all about fishing, and the fact that we know that Sasaki here has pretty much got 2 years left to live. Like, what are you terminal? What's happening?
Are you terminal?
Yeah, like I don't understand. We get nothing here in the synopses, but the trailer looks good. The animation by a studio called Nut, which I've never heard
That's
before.
true. Yes.
The animation looks great, and like I said, I'm just a slut for fishing, so let's go.
Have you seen Tsuritama?
Have I seen?
That is my favorite fishing anime.
Oh yeah. No, I've seen Suritama.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I forgot about that one too, but
That
I can't
anime is
remember
so
the other
cute.
one about the sort of the club at the school, and they go fishing as well. So at least I know I've got 3 fishing related anime to check out. But your negative positive angler, it looks interesting, and it looks like there's a bit of heart behind it.
Hell yeah. Next up on the list, and this one is a very specifically Courtney anime. It's called Tohai. It's a mahjong anime. And I don't even know if you know this, Brendan, but I love mahjong. I love Japanese mahjong.
I did not know that. No.
So when I was in uni, I learned to play, and I won like my first mahjong tournament at uni. Just 'cause
Really?
this game-
What?
Yeah, I love this game. I love Japanese mahjong, reach mahjong.
Okay. Okay.
And there are a few mahjong anime out there. There's like 4 or 5, and there's only a few good ones. So while I don't have super high hopes for this, the fact that it is mahjong is just something that makes me happy. So it's definitely something I'm going to be checking out. Like I said, I don't have high hopes, but Fairu's Ai, who voices Jolene Cujo in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, she is voicing one of the characters in this, and I'm very excited because I really, really love her work.
Yeah, she plays this little smoke show called Amina, I think, in Tohai here. It looks fun. Like, I'm down for this, and I love that you're a little bit of a mahjong savant. I love this.
Courtney Law, there you go.
We just get a little bit every other episode, Sugoi
It's
Squad.
true.
That's why you got to keep sticking around. And it reminded me, like, it looked totally different tonally, but like I really enjoyed Chihiya Faru,
Yes.
which I think we got 3 seasons, if I remember right, which also, like, I love this slice of life type of realness where we're just focusing on just menial nothings in the world, and there's just so much heart and emotion. So yeah, I'm down for Tohai when it comes out. When's it dropping? The 5th, so next weekend.
Yes, I'm very excited. I feel like it's going to be really fun. So,
Yes.
and even if it's not like great, at least it's some mahjong anime, which we are starved of for the most part. Next up on the list is Acro Trip. This is a magical girl anime, and I have decided to wait and see how this one goes, just because there's not really much info about it, but it's on your list, Brendan.
Yeah, I'm just riding the magical girl wave that Magical Girl and Evil Lieutenant have sort of carried me on this last season. So I'm interested. The synopsis sounds like it's going to try and do something a little different to a lot of the usual tropey magical girl stuff. Will it be memorable or forgettable? Who knows? But I'll fall on a sword for us both here, Courtney. I'll check it out and I'll report back because the first episode drops on the 2nd, so it's actually coming out during this week, so I can let you know what Chizuko gets up to and if she's going to be the very best, or from what it sounds like in here, she's not so great. So let's see.
Yes. Then we also have, so this is a Courtney. God, I look at stuff and I don't really think very hard about things before I do them.
Can I ask, is it from the key art? It's the guy at the top, right? With the long silver hair. Are we talking about Haigakura? Is that the one we're talking about? Yeah.
Haigakura. So, okay. This is a josei fantasy anime. So this is my demographic, but it's fantasy. Take note. We will see if it stands the test of my fantasy threshold. But it's about these like hot guys who are gods. And the key art, I put this on my list because of the key art, and it's not just that one guy. Yes, it is the guy at the top with the silver hair and the horns, but also the main guy looks pretty handsome. So there.
Yeah, we'll find out how this goes because, like, looking at Typhoon Graphics, the studio behind this little ditty, the only anime they've got that's above a 6.84 is Why Relania Ended Up at the Duke's Mansion, which came out last year and it was fine. Similar vibe. What was that one we were just talking about earlier where she knows the world, like she's in, like instead of it being in, like she's been transported into the world from the video game, so she knows.
Oh, yeah. The becoming the best villainess.
Yeah. So it sort of leans into that as well, but instead of it being from a video game, it's from a novel. So Relania, it was fine, but yeah, everything else is 6.8 or below that is 6.8 and under. So we'll see how Haigakura pans out, but it certainly gets the heart racing, that's for sure. These sexy gods, they be sexy.
They be sexy. Then we have 2 left on the list that we're going to discuss. The next one is Mobile Suit Gundam Requiem for Vengeance. So this is something Brendan has on his list. It looks like it's CG. It
is CG. And so that scares me a little bit, especially after the greatness that was The Witch from Mercury, which I really adored those 2 seasons. So I'm hesitant in that regard, but I like what they've done with Requiem for Vengeance is they've flipped it where these big Gundams are almost seen as like a kaiju, like it's a big wrecking machine. We're seeing it from sort of boots on the ground soldiers and just general people. So it feels like it's going to be a little bit more grounded and more terrorizing for the characters that we're going to be learning about and living with. So I like that there's a bit of a different spin on it in that regard, but I've got very low hopes because, yeah, the CG thing really gets me offside.
Yes, and it's also a Netflix show. So they've had some good stuff, but they've also had some bad stuff. So do let us know what you think of it.
Oh, I will.
And then the last one I want to talk about was Trillion Game. Neither of us have this on our list, but it's something that I've seen kind of come up a bit, so I wanted to talk about it a little bit. It's about this really charismatic guy. He's got like long hair, he's got a little ponytail going on. But he may come across as easygoing, but beneath that facade lies an unwavering ambition for success. When offered a prestigious position at the nation's largest IT company, Dragon Bank, he does the unexpected, turning it down in favor of embarking on an entrepreneurial journey alongside his friend Manabu Taira. Their audacious objective to amass a staggering $1 trillion.
Oh boy.
Like,
oh boy.
Okay. You sure?
Yeah, like good luck to Haru and his friend there, Manabu, but it doesn't really grab me. Will I give it a look if I get desperate? Maybe, but Yeah, it's surprisingly well hyped and well received out there in the broader anime and manga world. So let's see what happens.
My headcanon is that they're boyfriends. The end.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. And I reckon he likes that ponytail getting pulled. But anyway.
Brendan. No. That's so naughty.
Now we're getting pulled up for being naughty. Come on.
I'm allowed to do what I want.
Yeah, that's true. You do anyway here.
I'm
You get free reign.
menace.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that is the upcoming seasonal drops that you can get very excited, hyped, stimulated, terrified, and every other emotion in between that sort of spectrum for. Because outside of Uzumaki, which is already available as of today, everything else is starting to be drip fed onto those streamers over the coming days, weeks, and months. So get excited. Let us know what is on your watch list. What are some of the anime that you've got hype surrounding and what you're most excited for checking out between now and I guess the end of Christmas? So you hit us up on them socials and share your thoughts with us, please, and thank you.
Yes. Otherwise, in addition to this very long and slightly out of order episode, we are going to talk about a movie that we both got to watch courtesy of Sugoi Co, Trapezium.
Yeah, so you luckily got to go to a premiere in Sydney, but for us lowly common Melburnians, I had to just enjoy it in the comfort of my own home, which I'm also very thankful about now I say that out loud. But I got access to a screener and checked it out last night, and I guess we're gonna avoid major spoilers. We don't want to ruin the plot for everybody. It is a great film that's worth your time and your money if you want to get out and check it out in the cinemas. But I enjoyed my time with it. I am glad that I watched it. It felt like Trapezium was much more drama than your typical sort of idol anime. It had a really good ensemble cast that was real, and in the time they gave us, they fleshed them out, I think, as best they could, considering the 90 or so minute runtime. The animation from Cloverworks, expertly done as you'd expect.
Gorgeous.
There was some digital moments where I was like, brother, ugh, during some of the idol scenes where they shifted into a bit more of a digital footprint, which I wish they didn't have. But overall, it was stunning. But I think this last line that I'll say probably mirrors both our sentiments here, where this was taken from or adapted from a novel, and I feel it probably would have been better served as a series as opposed to a movie, like a little 10, 12 episode run to allow these characters to be further fleshed out, this story to be further developed, instead of a very intermittent pacing where like the first act, it felt like it was quick, introduce all these characters, bring the news group together, middle sort of plot where it was sort of a bit stuck in the mud, and there's like, shit, now we've got to wrap it up and get to a conclusion, also show what all these characters are doing now post news. So it was very much bookended by crazy pacing, and then the middle was a little bit of a lull, but overall like a solid 7 out of 10 if I'm going to give it a score. Like, it was fun, it was enjoyable, I liked the world, I liked the characters, and I was happy with the result.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you on it. The animation was gorgeous. I love the character designs, fantastic. The CG for the performance parts, I honestly didn't mind it too much. Like, I think I've kind of come to expect this kind of thing from idol anime specifically, so it wasn't really as much of a shock for me. It wasn't as jarring. But the friend that came with me to the premiere, she was like, "Oh, what's happening?" I was like, "It's fine. This is very typical. Don't even worry about it."
Yeah.
But character design's great. Yeah, honestly, so I read the novel that it was based off of afterwards. It's pretty short. It's like not even 200 pages long. And it definitely hits every beat. But yeah, the pacing of the film just would have definitely worked better as a 12 episode series, I think. And then they could have really explored those themes of, you know, how the industry like really works and like what it's like behind closed doors, because I think it's a really interesting thing to look at. And I know that the author, because she was an idol, was really exploring those themes in her work.
That's really cool to know. And yeah, it certainly gives us a bit of a behind the curtain look into the world of the idols, and it's not all sunshine and rainbows and fame and glitz and glamour. Like, you see the realness to it, and there is a few really heartbreaking moments that happens in the film, and there was a few where, like, Yu Azuma, who's the lead character who's trying to bring the news team together to become the next big idol group. Like, there's moments when you're in her corner, there's moments when you're like, no, fuck you, you mean little bastard. Like, some of the things that she says and does, like, I was so whiplashed with her. But I think that's, I guess, in a way, good writing as well, where there's moments where I'm like, yes, you get it, I love this, I'm supporting you 100%. And then there's other times where I'm like, nah, you need to be thrown out of this group. You're not a good human being. Like, you are saying and doing some very horrible, horrible things and sort of scheming for your own sort of own benefit, and just using these other people as, plot devices almost to advance her career. But I really like the characters. We were talking the last couple of weeks about Tiger being our girl, and I certainly could see some Tiger in you, especially because she is part of the big sweater nation. She was rocking and rolling those big sweaters in just about every scene.
She's my fave. She
was great, but I really liked the news girls holistically. Like, Micah and Ranko were also really great, and then like you as that sort of lead and that sort of, I guess, hammer to their nail was really good sort of foil throughout it. There was some pacing issues where it felt like stuff got dropped really quickly just for the sake of shit, this is a movie, we need to get it done. So I wish they did sort of take some time to let some of these other moments resonate and sort of hit and impact us a little bit more. But overall, it was fun. The songs that they had written, like, I thought the soundtrack was really nice. Not only the OP from Mace Endez, which was also just a bop, but the songs that News were sort of writing or performing were really enjoyable as well. And yeah, that art style is gorgeous.
I love that big performance song. That was fantastic. I was like sitting there, I was like, oh my God, this is like actually really good. Like, a lot of the time if I watch idol anime, like, I'm not in it for the music, but this had really, really good music. I was really impressed. Just gorgeous, so pretty, so like, you can see the heart that they tried to put into it. And I think the runtime is the only thing that really lets it down.
Yeah, and the only other thing, like, this is just me nitpicking from a narrative perspective, but like, Ranko is like super rich and a squillionaire daughter heiress or something. Yet anytime they're running around as being little starlets, they're on the train. Like, wouldn't you have a private chauffeur running you around everywhere? That was the only sort of immersion breaker for me, where I'm like, okay, if you're like the apple to your parents' eye and they're financially well off, you think you'd be getting flown around in a helicopter or in the back of like, chauffeured vehicle the whole time. But instead they're just catching trains everywhere. Even when they become a bit famous, I thought, okay, maybe that's a bit of a weird decision with the storytelling, but it's a minor nitpick. But I do like that we do get a full story. We get a pretty expansive timeline as well. Like, not only seeing news come together and that happens over a period of months, but then a massive like decade plus jump at the end of it. I'm not going to say what, why, or how, but like, we get a pretty big story told in that 90 minutes. So it was pretty fun. Like, Masahiro Shinohara directed this, and I think the direction was pretty on point for the most part. Yeah.
And I really like Azuma as this like sociopath.
Yeah.
Like, she is gross and I hate her, but I love that I hate her.
Yeah.
Very well done. Her little notebook, her creepy little notebook. Oh, very good.
Yeah, so it was very, very different to a lot of idol anime you'll check out. And it's very, very recommended. Like, I think if I had to score it, solid 7 out of 10. Don't regret my time with it. Would I rewatch it anytime soon? Probably not, but would I rewatch it down the line? Maybe using Courtney's metric of a decade? Maybe, hell yeah, I'll chuck it back on and go, you know what? Let's rewatch Trapezium, because it was a good watch, good soundtrack, great animation, and great real characters that they fleshed out as good as they could in 90 minutes.
Yeah, thank you so much to Sugoi Co Australia as well for gifting us the screener and the tickets to the premiere. It was really, really fun, and you can see Trapezium in cinemas right now.
Hell yeah. And I also want to shout out to Sachan, who I would gladly jump in front of a moving train for. That girl in the wheelchair was the sweetest little thing you ever did see.
She's so lovely. God, what an angel.
Yeah, she's the best.
All right, let's get into On the Horizon, presented by Otaku Box, the only anime box of scale figures, voting, and ecchi. My Happy Marriage is getting a second season. Yay.
I am so happy. That is very good.
Kyoto Animation have revealed that Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid is getting a movie called A Lonely Dragon Wants to Be Loved for 2025.
Also good.
Spice and Wolf Merchant Meets the Wise Wolf anime is also getting a second season.
Double good.
And let's have a look at our review of the week quickly.
Yes, 1 second, because I've got this.
今週のレビュー。That's so good. I love that.
And our review of the week comes via way of Apple Podcasts by user Harrow4040. And the review headline reads, "Love it, 5 stars. After sifting through a few anime podcasts and really struggling to find one that clicked, More Than Hentai and More Than Headlines finally popped up, and I'm so happy about it. The host and guests are so easy to listen to. Before finding this podcast, my anime watch list only had some of the really well-known shows on it, but now that list has doubled. I had never heard of Parasite before listening to this podcast, and now have a new anime in my top 10. I highly recommend this podcast for all anime lovers, but especially those fairly new to the wonderful world of anime."
ありがとうございます、ハロくん。
Harrow, you are the best. Thank you so much for taking time to write that review on Apple Podcasts. Sugoi Squad, if you want to do the same, that would not only be a fantastic kindness to us, but we will gladly read it out in our review of the week. So head on over to Apple Podcasts and chuck us a review on there, and also chuck us a cheeky 5-star review over on Spotify as well, because those ratings and reviews mean the world to us. They help keep the emotional lights on in our hearts, and they help keep us tracking, help keep us relevant in the big bad world of content creation. So Harrow4040, thanking you so much again.
ありがとう。
All right. Well, Courtney, this brings us to the end of our largest episode of all time here on More Than Headlines. Thank you so much for staying with me and sticking it out as we rode the seasonal roller coaster.
It was big and unexpected, but really fun. And we'll have probably a similarly lengthed episode, hopefully a little bit shorter, next week, talking about all of the things we loved about this season.
Of which there are many, minor spoilers. But yeah, listeners, viewers, Sugoi Squad, if you're going to be in Melbourne for PAX October 11 through 13, be sure to blank out 10 p.m. on the 11th of October, which is a Friday evening, to come check us both out, hosting the first ever Waifu World Cup panel in the Kookaburra Theatre. It's just as sexy and chaotic as it sounds. We're going to have a fantastic time. So yeah, Friday, October 11th at 10 p.m, PAX Australia in Melbourne at the MECC Kookaburra Theatre. Get hyped. But Courtney, anything else you wanted to shout out before we close the Headline Studio down for another week?
Nen.
You like that little cheeky drop I put in the back?
Very good.
Yeah, I had some fun playing with that. But something else you guys and girls can have fun with is finding us on them socials. You can find me at More Than Senpai, and you can find Courtney at Courtney_Sun. Already talked about those ratings and reviews, but if you want to head on over to morethanhentai.life, you can see everything that More Than Headlines and More Than Hentai has coming out. And you can also check out the fantastic merch store over there, and you can join the Sugoi Squad from the low price of $1 per month. It is so cheap, you are practically making money. So head on over there and do that ASAP. But listeners, viewers, friends, otakus, Sugoi Squad, and everyone else in between, whether you're anime subbed, dubbed, or still yet to come, enjoy yourself, and much love to all the gorgeous waifus and husbandos out there. Goodbye.
またね。